Gujarat is in the northwest of India. Part of this province is covered by the Gir forest. This jungle is home to one of the hundreds of tribes living in India, the Maldharis. But there is also another inhabitant here, for the undergrowth of this tropical forest and the deserted plains of Gujarat are part of the realm of the king of beasts. These are Asiatic lions, closely related to their better-known African cousins. Several million years ago, when the big cats first appeared, lions were widespread. They were able to adapt to the climates of Europe and Africa, the Middle East and Asia. But as increasing human populations have filled the land over the last 3,000 years, so the number of lions and their living space decreased. Now, the Gir forest is the last bastion of the Asiatic lion. In the past, the men and lions of Gir were able to cohabit with a certain degree of mutual tolerance. But times are changing. This is the story of a king in search of a new realm. Every morning, well before sunrise, the forest rangers of the Gir National Park prepare for action. For the last few years, their work has been determined by new data. Having once been faced with extinction, the Asiatic lion became a protected species in 1965. Its numbers are now increasing. At the turn of the century, there were only 35 lions left in the region. Today, there are more than 300. But this means they must find new territories, bringing them dangerously close to human populations. So the ranger's job is not only to track and observe the lions, but also to arbitrate, to some extent, the conflict between lion and man. Murad is the most experienced of the rangers. He knows the lions well and can identify many of them. The rangers start by trying to find tracks left by the lions during the night. The Gir National Park stretches across 1,500 square kilometers with landscape varying between tree-covered hills, valleys, and plateaus, affording the lions a great deal more woodland than their African cousins. Many zoologists consider that the African and Asiatic lions are of the same species, Panthera leo. Others claim the two populations were separated some 50,000 years ago. The Maldharis own huge herds of buffalo and live, as they always have, on clearings in the jungle called nesses. They are a vegetarian people and raise cattle for their dairy produce. Daybreak, and Murad's team start tracking. Every night, the lions come to scavenge close to the nesses. Their roars are as familiar a sound to the Maldharis as the screeches of parrots that wake them each morning. Their cattle sometimes fall prey to a lion attack, so the Maldharis are often best placed to give Murad up-to-date information on the lion's whereabouts. But the lions do not only bring danger to the Maldharis. It is also thanks to the lions that the jungle has become a protected reserve, free from development, which allows the tribe to continue its traditional way of life. Like the other trackers, Murad's task is to follow the movements of one pride over a designated area. One of the traits that distinguishes the Asiatic lion from its African cousin is the white stripe running along its abdomen. The elbows are also covered with thick tufts of fur, and in the male, the mane is not as thick as that of the African lion. Zoologists who consider that the Asiatic and African lion are of the same species claim that much of the mane is lost in negotiating the thick undergrowth of the jungle. The male's ears are always visible, so it is sometimes difficult to differentiate between the sexes, especially in young lions. Although they do not underestimate the possible danger, the Gear Rangers never carry firearms. The present-day lions are not aware that the jungle once resounded with the guns of hunters.
George, we get a lot of calls from customers asking,
where's my order going to arrive?
I need that shipment, man.
I want to know when it's coming.
can you help?
Well, if UPS handles your